Uh, Hello, good morning. Can you all hear? If you can hear, can you please let me know in the chat box whether you can hear? Okay. So without delay, let's start. Okay. So as the session says, the session is about auditing discussion of the case scenario. So what I have planned is I will keep the session to English. Two things. One, we have to write the exams in English. And second thing, we have some out of state students also. But rest be assured, if you have any doubts, please feel free to let me know in the chat box. If you have any doubts, I will be really happy to clear the doubts. Um, Either in Malayalam or Tamil, which I know I will be clearing. And let's not keep it one way. I'm talking, 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 and you're just hearing. No. Let's be interactive because this is discussion of the case scenario. So if you guys say okay, നിങ്ങൾ okay പറഞ്ഞാൽ, if you guys say okay only, I will do. So what I have thought is, I have selected the case scenario booklet. And guys, are you aware that ICI has come up with the case scenario? Already there were 35 case scenarios earlier. Right now they have come up with the new booklet, which is more case scenarios are there. So I thought we will do the initial first few case scenarios in the ICA booklet. So there are mixture of the case scenario. One is from different entities, one is from risk assessment like that. So around first, as the time goes, let's see. And last half an hour, okay, last half an hour. Totally the session is for 2 hours. In between, I'll give you 5 minutes rest. So last half an hour, what I thought was, uh, we will discuss MTP2 case scenario also. Is that okay for you? If you give me okay, we'll go like that. So first, we will proceed with the ICA booklet case scenarios, and maybe in the last half an hour, we will go with the MTP2 of ICA. Okay? Okay. So yeah, and I keep replying. And if you have any doubts, let me know. See, how I'm going to discuss the session is, see, I'm not going to say, okay, this is the question, A is the answer. No. What I do is, see, you guys have joined, and it's your 2 hours precious time, and even my time. So, what I intend to do is, I will be saying why it is A, why not it is option B, C, and D, and I will be revising that particular topic also. So it will be like a revision too. So there is no point in covering more scenarios. Running and finishing of more scenario, you have the booklet with you, you have all the resources. If you have joined, I thought you should be also benefited, right? So we will discuss that particular topic and then go. Is that okay for you? Okay. So only one request, please reply. Okay, fine. 1 second. Okay, fine. Everything is okay. So, so this is the first case scenario in our ICI booklet. So even though if you don't have, don't worry, I'm showing it on screen. Whenever a case scenario comes, please go to the questions first, and if needed, as per the question, go back to the case scenario. So this is the first case scenario, and I'm directly going to the questions of that case scenario. First one. Reader, CA Rajesh has considered all the factors affecting supervision and review of engagement team members' work. One of the following is not a factor in deciding the nature, timing, and extent of the direction and supervision of the team members and review of the work. Now revise. Can you say which essay came to your mind? And I'm not here just to discuss, I'm here to revise the topic also. Let's revise. So, can you say which standard or which topic came to your mind? That's right. And they are saying about direction and supervision of engagement team. So who has to direct and supervise? Engagement partner has to direct and supervise engagement team. Are we correct? So engagement partner has to direct and supervise the engagement team. So when he directs and supervises, how many factors are there? Let's revise that topic. This is from chapter number 2. How many factors are there? There are totally 4 factors. How much to direct and supervise? 4 factors. What are the 4 factors that affects the direction and supervision? One, it depends upon the size and complexity of entity. More complex, bigger the size, more direction and supervision. Second, it depends upon the competence and capability of the team. Team's competence and capable, more capable, less direction. Then it depends upon the area of audit. One more thing is there. Can you say? That's right. It depends upon the identified risk. If risk is more direction and supervision. We have revised that particular topic in chapter 2. Now say, what they wanted here out of the 4 option, which is not a factor. Can you now say? Now it's your part to say. Is it size and complexity? Is it availability of trained person to review? Capability or area of auditor? So the answer is, very good, answer is B. So which factor they missed out here? This factor they missed out. Are you okay? If one clear, can you say 2? Let's interact and go down. Second one. As per the understanding of CA Rajesh, which of the below options falls within the scope of audit? When you hear this word, scope of audit, which standard came to your mind? Scope. That's right. Very good. Essay 200. Now can we revise scope of audit? Scope of audit, how many points are there? Let's revise. Scope of audit. Audit scope. There are totally 4 points. What are the 4 points in the scope of audit? First thing is, you have to cover all the aspects of audit. Coverage of all financials. Second, obtain sufficient and reliable information. Info. Third, whether this information has been properly, very important, properly disclosed. Fourth, very good, expressing the opinion. Very correct. Now, what they wanted, which falls within the scope of audit, which is within the scope they are asking. Can you say? Reliability and sufficiency of information, responsibility of preparation, expertise in authentication, duties outside competence of auditor. See, all these 3, B, C, D, they specifically say in ICA material, these 3, preparation, authentication, audit is not an investigation, all these falls outside scope. In the scope is only option, that's right, option A. Are we clear? So that is from essay 200. Okay, can we go to next one now? Third one. Read. Suggest the audit team members, Rajesh, the match the combination regarding the risk and the description. The audit risk. Can you say audit risk has how many components? See, for each question I want a revision also. So audit risk, how many components are there? Risk. Very good. Audit risk has 3 components. What are the 3 components of audit risk? Inherent risk, control risk, detection risk. Now, detection risk has how many components? I'm asking you about detection risk. Detection risk has how many components? 2. Sampling risk, non-sampling risk. Now, these two, inherent risk and control risk, together is called as what? ROMM. Okay. So, basically, this is from chapter number 3. If a question comes from risk alone, which essay will you quote? I'm asking you for the descriptive question. If a question comes from not risk identification, risk only. So basically, if a question from audit risk only, it is essay 200. Now, what if the question states identification assessment? Then which essay? Auditor is identifying and assessing the risk. Then it is essay basically 315. Clear? So it's like match the following, I guess. Yeah, match. Eh, match da. You want to match? Sampling risk. Sample is not representing the population. Is it correct or incorrect? What is sampling risk? My sample is gone wrong. Putta Danya, correcta, incorrecta? The sampling risk means what? Risk that if auditor had selected the entire population, his conclusion would be incorrect. Meaning, indirectly, the sample we selected is not representing population, right? So answer is, this is matching. You understood? Okay. So one is A. Second, don't see the option, look at me. What is audit risk? It a risk that, look at me. Risk that, we are here to revise also. Risk that auditor expresses a dash opinion when financials are dash. Risk that auditor expresses a what opinion? We express a inappropriate opinion when FS are materially misstated. So, this is audit risk definition. Is it correct or incorrect? Can you please say? This is also correct. Matching, right? So 2B. Hi, what is this? 1A, 2B. Now, not an audit risk. Third one they're asking, which is not an audit risk. Can you say erroneous conclusion due to application of inappropriate audit procedure? Actually, this is what? Something other than sample gone wrong. Sample is correct, but we applied a wrong procedure. A wrong procedure and our conclusion gone wrong. This is called as what? Non-sampling risk, right? Human error, non-sampling risk. So this is matching with this, right? Are you clear? So fourth one is C. Now, which is not an audit risk? Ma'am, balancing figure, but let's revise. Not an audit risk. See, for an audit risk to come, there are two factors: inappropriate opinion and materially misstated. Here, financial statements are not misstated. So, is it an audit risk? Answer is no. Read that option. The risk that auditor may express an opinion when financial statements are materially misstated when they are not. Actually, FS is not materially misstated. Is it an audit risk? Can you reply with yes or no? Is it an audit risk? Answer is no. Why reply slow there? For an audit risk to come, FS should be misstated. Both the condition, opinion should be wrong and FS should be misstated. Here FS are not misstated, so it's not an audit risk. So 3 matches with D. 1 with A, 2 with B, 4 with C, 3 with D. So the answer is A, B. Answer is D. Are you clear? Any doubt? I repeat, for an audit risk to come, two factors. One, financial should be materially misstated, and inappropriate opinion, both should come. Can you say 4 if this is clear? Okay. CA Rajesh decided to go for sampling for verification of controls and transaction for applying substantive procedure. In this regard, which of the following is not apt? Meaning they are asking which is not correct. They wanted incorrect, not correct. Now, can you revise? What are the main audit procedures? The revision there are two procedures, which is RAP, FAP. Now, FAP, risk assessment procedure, further audit procedure. Further audit procedure, there are two things. Test of controls, TOC. SAP, substantive audit procedures. In substantive audit procedure, there are two things. What are those? Test of details and substantive analytical procedures. Test of details, there are two things. What are those? When you verify the balance sheet, you call it as test of balances. When you vouch P&L, test of transactions. Okay, so here they have asked about what? Verification of controls. They have asked about verification of controls. So if you think controls are weak, if internal controls are weak, SAP should be increased. Which essay came to your mind? Other than 500, which essay came to your mind? If the results of test of controls is unsatisfactory, SAP has to be increased. Can you say which essay says this sentence? Hello, hello. Very good. That's right. Very correct. Essay 330. Now, can you say which is not apt? It is possible to make 100% testing of controls. 100% examination may be made population consisting of small number of large value items. 100% examination is appropriate when there are significant risk. The repetitive nature of calculation or other process performed automatically makes 100% examination cost effective. And they asked you which is not apt. Hello. Yo, my kids are stuck. And they asked you which is not apt. Can I ask you something? Are you going to express opinion on internal control? Let me know. Whether internal control shows true and fair view. Are you going to express opinion on internal control? No. So, are you going to examine 100% of internal control? Answer is no. So, the answer is first one, A. Ma'am, why it is not B, C, D? I'll say. But in essay 500, actually not in essay 500, in chapter number 4, after essay 500, they have given. There are certain places where you will examine 100% of transactions. In class, I used to say about the startup companies. When there are small number of large value item, when there are significant risk, in such cases, you will go for 100%. But never we will test 100% of control. We will test 100% for test of details. Not for TOC. For TOD, you will test 100%. Not for TOC. So, which is not correct? Answer is A. Can you please acknowledge whether you understood? This particular topic is related to, you can go to ICA material, take essay 500 below or after essay 500, they have given when to examine the 100% of items and when you will select only sample. In that, these points are there. There they say you do only for TOD and not for TOC. 100% of TOC you don't check. And I felt This many of you have left, so please go and read this. Can I go to the next one? Okay. CA Rajesh wants to choose sample size which will enable him to make a proper assessment of population. In selecting the sample size, which of the option is not correct? Which essay came to your mind? Sample size, essay, 530. Very good. They wanted which is not correct, incorrect. So I'll read the option, say correcta, incorrecta, you say. Lower the risk, greater the sample size. Correct or incorrect, guys? See, lower the risk he wanted, more the sample size. But if he wants to reduce the risk, sample size should be more, right? So this option is correct. So they wanted incorrect. So strike off. No. If there is an increase in the tolerable rate, then sample size will decrease. The more you can tolerate, less you see. We can accept this one. Rania? No. See, more you can tolerate, less you see. So answer is correct. Why? If you can tolerate, I can accept this much of misstatements, 10 lakh misstatement I can tolerate, then it's fine. You see less. I can tolerate only 5 lakh, then you have to see more. So more you can tolerate, less you see. So answer is correct. Did you understand? Okay, so this is also correct. Other things being equal, greater the reliance auditor places on effectiveness of control, greater the extent of control, sample size will decrease. They wanted, which is not correct. These things are correct. Okay, C option you say. Reliance on control. He wanted more reliance on control. If you want more reliance on control, will you see more or lesser? Please answer to me. If you want more reliance on control, will you see more or lesser? More, right? Here they said what? It will decrease. So correcta, incorrecta. But if you want more reliance, that control is okay, risk is less, more you have to see. Here they said sample size will decrease. So this is incorrect. More reliance, more assurance that there is no risk, more you have to see. Here they said decrease. So this is incorrect. This should be the answer, but read next. When there is an expected error, more error you expect, sample will, the more error, more you see, sample will increase. So this is also correct. So they wanted what? The incorrect, right? So the answer is C. So guys, in essay 530, there is a 2-3 pages of writings where ICA says lot of factors, whether it increases or decreases. This question is related to 530. Are we okay? So last question of this. Okay, auditor's judgment as to sufficiency of audit evidence is not dependent on not dependent on one of the factors. Which essay came to your mind? Sufficiency of audit evidence. Basic essay. Essay? That's correct. Essay 5. Who said 200? Sufficiency of evidence, da? Correct. Essay 500. Sufficiency depends upon 3 factors. What are the 3 factors? Population, size and characteristics of population, materiality, one thing, risk. So can you say which is not the factor here? Materiality. size, risk. Which is not the factor? Nature and source of audit evidence. This is not a factor. So answer is A. Can you say nature, source, circumstances, it affects dash? Come on. Nature, source, circumstances, it affects what? It doesn't affect sufficiency, it affects. Ma'am, you're asking outside. Yes, I will ask. Niranjana, not reliability actually, it affects appropriateness. Appropriateness is depend upon, yeah. Reliability is also correct. Appropriateness is relevant and reliability. That's also right. It appropriateness, relevant and reliability. Reliability depends upon source from where you get. Relevance means it's a logical connection between the procedure and the assertion. Are you okay with it? Reliability depends upon source. Relevance means is a logical connection between the procedure and the assertion, and sufficiencies depend upon these three. So that's from essay 500. So guys, that's the first question. And I'm intending to go like this rather than discussing, because if you want to see the answers, it's there now. So if you discuss like this, I think more concept will also go to your mind. Or if you want, I can directly go to the answers. It's up to you. You can say I will do like this or direct answers. Either is fine. Okay. So take rest for 1 minute. After that, we'll go to the next question. Sharp 1 minute. After that, you have to give me ready. Let's go. How are you? All good? Okay. Can we start? Okay. You notice one thing, for the last question, we didn't read the case study, okay? It's okay. This is question number 2. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, read. Which of the following part of internal control questionnaire in respect of purchases, creditors, inventory, fixed asset match the apt combination? By the way, let's revise before going to the question. There are 4 tools available to the auditor to see the internal control. What are the 4 tools available to the auditor to assess control? Chapter 3, guys. Detailed description about the control is called as the narrative record. Then, uh, series of questions to be answered by audit staff is called as, or to be answered by audit staff, that is called as, very good, checklist. Why only 1 or 2 are saying, others left the chapter? To be answered by client staff, comprehensive series, questionnaire. And in the answer, they have asked about questionnaire. One thing I left off. What was the last tool? Pictorial description. That's called as the flow chart. So I've just revised that. This is from chapter 3, internal control. So here they are asking you to match. Here I feel more of your common sense should be used. So they have given 4 questions. In that, you have to match which question relates to creditor, which question relates to purchases, which relates to fixed asset, which relates to inventory. More common sense. Can you see and say? I'll give you 30 seconds to read. First question relates to what? Can you say? Are materials inspected, counted, weighted, measured in the receiving department? See, two things. It's not fixed assets. All of you are saying inventory. Okay. Now, can I ask you something? All of you said inventory mostly. See, receiving department, if you read this much, okay, what you said is correct. What you said is correct, inventory. I do agree. Receiving department, goods received note. When they receive, can you say when they will receive? Purchases na? Because of this sentence, it is purchases. If this was absent, as you said, we would go for inventory also. Because of receiving department, it is purchases. So 1B. Can you acknowledge? Next. In respect of raw material, supplies, reconciliation of quantities, values received as shown by purchase invoice with receipt into stock records. Two options, either creditors or inventory. Which is correct? Why did you say creditors? India wants to know. Because you are matching with the invoices, you are reconciling the supplies. So, very good. Answer is 2 with creditors. So, 1 is B, 2 is A. Reorder level, a costing the materials chapter, reorder, that was easy with the inventory. So, ma'am, balancing figure 3 is D. Written procedure for periodic verification discrepancies investigated with appropriate authority. You physically verify, that's for fixed asset. 4 is C. But when you hear about physical verification of fixed asset, PPA, what else came to your mind? Nothing related to this question, I'm just revising. Very good. Caro, clause number 1. So what's the option? 1B, 2A, 3D, 4C. Answer is B. So I felt that question was more or less of common sense also. Okay. Can I go to 2? Like 1 is clear. 2? Okay. In respect of confirmation from trade receivables, choose the correct, choose the statement which is not correct. Incorrect da. Not correct na. Sherry. Guys, which essay? We are here to revise. At essay. Confirmation. Very good. 505. 505 says about external confirmation. It can be positive, negative. There are a lot of terms. Exception, unreliable, all those. Choose the statement which is not correct. They wanted incorrect. Confirmation from trade receivable should be necessarily be as on the date of balance sheet. Anywhere in essay 505, do they say confirmation should be only obtained for the amount as on 31st March? Answer is, we can obtain confirmation at any time. We can even ask a creditor, hey creditor, how much was the balance as on 31st of December? Yes. So this seems to be incorrect, but read other 3. Requested confirmation should preferably be without mentioning the balance, wherein debtor is requested to respond with balance outstanding as per records. Without mentioning the balance, you send. Such type of confirmation is called as dash confirmation request. You won't say the amount, you won't say, you will just ask them to fill it. Ah, very good. That's right. It's called as blank request. Good. It's called as blank. Actually, blank request is more preferred. A blank request is more appropriate. But the issue is it will reduce dash rate. Blank request will reduce what rate? Response rate. So they wanted incorrect. This is correct. The method of selection of trade receivables to be circulated should not be revealed to the client. Actually, there is a sentence in 505. Auditor shall maintain dash over external confirmation request. Can you say? Auditor shall maintain what? Very good. Auditor shall maintain control. It should not be routed through the client. So this is also correct. If you reveal to them, they will collude with the creditors. This is also correct. The auditor employs direct confirmation procedure with the consent of the entity. The correcta, incorrecta? And our first step is to obtain management authorization. Before you go, you have to obtain authorization of management. So this is also correct. Consent means their authorization. So answer is A. And I'm sitting and revising. This is called as blank request. This auditor should maintain control. This management authorization. So answer is A. Can we proceed to next? Third. Some of the parties to whom confirmation was sent have replied and some did not. Ravi Chopra analyzed the responses received and discussed with the team the reasons for the non-response and asked them to send reminders. Choose the statement which is not correct. Be careful. They wanted not correct. For some question they wanted correct. For some question they wanted incorrect. They wanted incorrect. Can you read? Failure to receive a response to a negative request do not explicitly indicate receipt by intended confirming party of confirmation request of accuracy of information contained in request. What is this? There is a sentence. Non-response to negative confirmation does not always means balances are agreeing. അതായത് കൺഫേമിംഗ് പാർട്ടി റിപ്ലൈ ചെയ്തില്ലെങ്കിൽ എഗ്രിയിങ് ആണെന്നില്ല. அவங்க റിപ്ലൈ பண்ணலனா it does not mean always agreeing. If they don't reply, it is not always agreeing. It may be either non-response or lost in transit. இது கரெக்டா இன்கரெக்டா? They say if they don't reply, it is not accurate always. This seems to be correct. They wanted incorrect. Next. Failure of confirming party to respond to negative request provides significantly less persuasive evidence than positive. There is another sentence. Positive or negative are more reliable positive. So positive confirmation is more persuasive. Negative is less. Again, this is also correct. Next. Confirming party may be less likely to respond in case of disagreement with the confirmation request when the information is not in their favor. You understood? If there is a mismatch, they won't reply. D option is ulta. Confirming party is more likely to respond with the confirmation if it is not in their favor. See, think from a third party point of view. You are getting a request where matching mismatching when will you reply more? But think if it is agreeing, okay, it is agree, we will leave it. If it is mismatch, we will reply more. So which is wrong here? Answer is, they said if it is mismatch, less likely. Actually, it is more likely. This is also correct. They wanted incorrect, na? Where is incorrect? Ah. So answer is C. Are you clear? Okay, next question. Can we go to 4? In respect of registration of satisfaction of charges created on borrowing of the company, following to be disclosed in FS. Now, this is chapter 5, items in FS, borrowings. They wanted correct now. Can you read and say which is correct? Charges or satisfaction of charges yet to be registered beyond the statutory period, details shall be disclosed. Whenever there is a borrowings which is registered, it has to be disclosed along with the reasons why. Charges, satisfaction of charges yet to be registered, details and reasons should be disclosed. Beyond 12 months only should be disclosed. Charges should be disclosed. See, which is the most correct. Whenever there is a borrowings and registration of charges is there, then it has to be disclosed along with reasons. This is there in chapter number 5, borrowings. So which is the most apt? Ma'am, everything is apt. See, 12 months, no. This is incomplete. This is also incomplete. Reasons. So answer is B. See, notes to account should be disclosing everything. Transparency, guys. Okay. Next one. CA Ravi Chopra considered all events that may cast doubt on going concern. Consider the following examples of events and conditions that may cast a significant doubt. Which essay came to your mind? 570. How many types of events and conditions are there? Hello. 3. What are the 3? Financial indicator, operational indicator, other indicators. So what they wanted, they have given lot of indicators. Oh, 8 indicators. So you have to select which is financial, which is operational, which is others. In class, we have been always saying that don't by heart, you have to identify. Can we select? Please say financial, operational, others. Come on, da. Start. Shortage of important supplies. Which indicator? Operational. Loss of major market share. Market share gone. No. Major market share, not the share price, Kutta. No. Why? All of you are making mistake. At a market share. Earlier, this product used to have market share. Now, the other product, share. It is operational, na? Are you clear? Inability to pay creditors. Pay. Payment means it's always financial. The others 90%. I'll say one secret. Others 90% something outside your control, like law, catastrophes will come. Non-compliance with legal requirement, law. Now you can say others. Arrears or discontinuation of dividend. Dividend, no money to pay dividend. Financial. Competitor. If a competitor comes, your operations will be affected. Operational. Legal proceeding, I just said, na. Law, others. Inability to obtain finance. Question itself has the answer. finance. Now, can you choose the correct option? What are the financial? 853. 853. 853. Okay. Answer is D. Only option that has financial is 853. Are you okay? So there are those indicators you have to identify properly rather than by hearting. Hmm? Wow, last question of this. CA Ravi Chopra considered subsequent events which require to be dealt with financial statement. Select from the below option one event which is not even providing evidence of condition that arose. Essay, please. 560. There are two types of events are there. Adjusting, non-adjusting, that's right. That is more of AS language. Can you say in essay language what are the two events that existed as on balance sheet date and that arose after balance sheet date? Here they wanted which is not an event that arose after the date of FS. So they wanted which one? That they wanted which is not arose. So can I ask you like this? Which is existed they wanted? Which is not arose. So they wanted which is existed. Now say, settling of a legal claim outside the court between the date of FS and date of audit report for which provision has been made. Ideda, which is this existed. Already provision is made now. Now, issue of new type of shares. This type of shares is not there. This is arose. Planned merger. Only plan, nothing else. Arose. Eda fire. Arose. So which is not arose? Answer is A. That is existed. Are you clear? So that's from essay 560, subsequent events. Okay, let's touch government audit. Next question is regarding government audit. Chapter number 9, I feel that is one of the chapter which many students has left. I don't know whether you have studied or not. Reply. Different entities. Cinema, hotel, hospital, cooperative society, government, a local body. Not studied. But I feel that is one of the chapters which is directly asked. Directly means if essay means we have to sit and think which essay, what to write. But once you study that chapter, directly only, direct means what is cinema theatre audit, not like that. You can easily identify, easily you can write, unlike essays, provided you study. Can you reply whether you heard me? So it is not so good to leave that chapter because once you studied, compared to essay, it is scoring. And government audit, please mark it in that C&AG expenditure audit is very important for MCQ. So right now what we are going to revise is expenditure audit. Can you give me a ready if you're ready? None ready. Ninga ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? Ready. Okay. And before going, can you say expenditure audit? Government audit, like expenditure audit. It comes under duty of whom? Government auditor, chapter 9. Expenditure audit comes under duty of C&AG. Okay. Now, how many points are there in expenditure audit? 5. So what are the 5 points? Can you say? First, you check the rules, orders, whether it is within the powers, all those. It's called as audit against rules and orders. Second, whether expenditure is covered under general or special sanction and whether sanction is given by appropriate authority. Audit of sanction. Whether expenditure is provided and appropriated and actual expense does not exceed the appropriation made and it is used for the purpose. Very good. Provision of funds. Then what? That are infructuous expense, not more than what occasion demands. Then what? Prudence, like our own money. This is called as propriety. Huh. 3 E's: economy, efficiency, effectiveness. This is performance audit. Very, very, very important for the MCQ especially. Can you guys try this out? So guys, try out whether you can say. Just try it out, da. I'll guide you how to identify. Dash is conducted to ensure that various programs, schemes, projects where large financial expense incurred are run economically, yielding results expected. Those who know, they can type the answer, others I will guide you. See, you hear the word economy, yielding the results as expected, economy, yielding results, effectiveness, efficiency, effectiveness. Where did we hear 3 is economy, efficiency, effectiveness? It is performance. So once you study, easily you can identify. So answer of the first one is performance audit. Why? Because of these words. Next, while conducting the audit against provision of funds, the auditor must check. Wait, they said audit against provision of funds they have given. This audit, provision. When you are doing audit against provision of funds, what will you check? Whether expenditure is covered by sanction. Which audit? The first option is which audit? The audit of sanction, right? Next, expenditure incurred for the purpose for which appropriation is made. When you hear the word appropriation, it is provision of funds. Expenditure conforms with the relevant law rules. Can you say which is the relevant law rules? That is rules and order. Good. Expenditures again in conform with rules and order, compete in authority. Again rules and order. Which one they wanted? They wanted provision. Which is the provision? The very good answer is B. So whenever you hear the word appropriation, go for provision. Next, which type of expenditure audit covers the scrutiny of expenditure incurred for construction of stockyard is considered as infructuous avoidable? I'll guide you. When you hear the word infructuous avoidable, infructuous means paichalavar, meaning unwanted, not needed, wasteful. It's always, when you hear this, it is propriety. Are you clear? Yeah. So this question was from government audit. So the rules and order is when you think about the law, sanction is easy, you have to be approved. Provision is word appropriation, propriety is prudence, infructuous, wasteful, particular people, performance is three E's. Very easily you can identify provided you know something about it. Yova, Yova. It's almost going to be 1 hour, guys. Yova, Yova. If you say only, I will proceed. So, I've been selecting the questions. I first thought we'll discuss these questions. So, I thought these questions are from different areas. So, that's why I thought I'll discuss like this. Why? Now, let's have some variety, some flavor from assertions, items in FS. Next question is items in FS, assertion, etc. Question number 4. Can you read the first one? And I'll give you one tip before you go to that question. Whenever a question comes from assertions, first think whether it is account balance or whether it is class of transaction or disclosure. Account balance means balance sheet item where you have 6 assertions. Now, what are the assertions in account balance? Let's revise. PPE. What are the assertions? First, whether it's there, existence. If it is there, it belongs to them, rights and obligation. Then, its amount, valuation, or you call it as allocation. Then, whether it has been properly presented and disclosed. Nothing is omitted, completeness. And belongs to the year cutoff. I'm saying from chapter number 5. Then class of transactions means P&L. Salary, sales, anything you can take. Okay, salary, sales, anything you can take. Now, first amount. Amount you call it as accuracy or measurement. Then, it belongs, it pertains, it's company's occurrence, not fake. Then what? Belongs to the year, cut off. It has been properly shown. Either you can say presentation and disclosure or classification. Nothing is omitted, completeness. D is notes to accounts. Notes to accounts is a combination of these two. So I'm not saying right now. So that we have revised. Now can you go to the question? Assertion very important for MCQ as well as descriptive very important. Be sure with that concept. Can you please check out? Mr. B, an articled clerk responsible for audit procedure concerning inventory, found that inventory amounting to 38 lakh after excluding 2 lakh that was held by PQ as a consignee has been recognized in balance sheet. Which of the following assertion related to inventory is applicable in this situation? You can say it in your own language. Not valuation, da. Who said valuation? See, valuation means we have to say cost or NRV, whichever is lower, abnormal cost, not valuation. If you want to say in our language, നമ്മളുടെ കയ്യിലുള്ള ഇൻവെന്ററി എല്ലാം ഉണ്ട് നമ്മളുടെ ആണ് നമുക്കിட்ட இருக்க ഇൻവെന്ററി എല്ലാം നമ്മളോടതാ എല്ലാം இருக்கு வேற யாரோட இல்ல our inventory only included, it does not belong to anyone else, and our inventory are all included. So basically consignee's inventory is not there, only ours. So basically it's rights and obligation, and they said whatever should be recognized are recognized, whatever should be recorded are recorded. So completeness is also there. See, occurrence is not assertion of balance sheet. Inventory is a balance sheet item. Then measurement is also not there. That's also P&L account item. So answer is 2 and 3. Which is the answer? 2 and 3? B. Are you clear? I said, nah, this question is from items in FS chapter 5. Can you please read the next one? Mr. C, an article clerk responsible for audit procedure regarding share capital. There's an item called as share capital. Had sweat equity shares amounting to 10 lakh. Which of the following statements are correct? Yes, sweat equity shares. Anyone wants to say section number? A law students? Section. No, ma'am, we won't say. Why? Section 54. What is sweat equity shares? Sweat equity shares are those shares which is issued at discount to the employees or the directors. Special resolution is needed, etc. So they wanted which is correct. Can be issued to employees, directors at discount. It should belong to the class of shares which is already issued. Which all are correct, they asked. Can you reply? Actually, all are correct. For their valuable benefits like know-hows, etc., they issue. It should belong to the class of shares. It should be already issued. So answer is D. All are correct. Section 54. 52 is premium, securities premium. 53 is discount. 54 is sweat equity shares. Am I correct? No, ma'am. We are group 2. Okay. Next one. Mr. D, an article clerk, is performing procedures related to reserves and surplus. And I've selected varieties of questions up. So this is from reserves and surplus. First one was share capital. Next one was sweat equity. Next is inventory, share capital. This is reserves. Which of the following is correct? Reserves are the amount appropriated out of profit for commitment. It is correct or incorrect? Provisions are reserves are appropriation of profit. Can someone reply? Reserves are not appropriation of profit. This statement is incorrect. It's not appropriation of profit. Yeah, provision. Next. Securities premium is treated as capital reserve. See, securities premium, is it revenue reserve utilized for any purpose or capital for specific purpose? See, securities premium can be utilized only for how many purpose, guys? Can you type? I won't ask you purpose. How many purpose? It can be utilized only for 5 purpose. So it has to be treated like a capital reserve, not revenue or free reserves. This seems to be correct. Debit balance in the P&L account shall be shown as a negative figure in surplus. Yeah. If there is a negative balance, it has to be netted off. We say netted off, showing as minus. This is also correct. Last. Yeah. All reserves can be used to augment the working capital of the company. See, can all reserves be utilized as working capital? Only free reserves can be utilized. Answer is incorrect. So which is correct? 2 and 3. Where is the option? Answer is B. That was relating to reserves and surplus. Items in FS. Next, intangible assets. When you hear about intangible assets, which AS will come to your mind? There in the question itself. AS 26. E. An article clerk was not sure about the items that should be considered as intangible assets. Which of the following is should not be recognized as intangible assets. You know that? They are saying which should not be recognized as intangible assets. See, as per AS 26, to recognize as intangible asset, they say some conditions now. It should be identifiable, it should be separable, it should be measurable. Internally generated goodwill should not be recognized. Because of this, there should be future benefits. All these there are in ICA material, AS 26 content. Here they are asking which of the following should not be recognized as intangible, not recognized. Can you please support? Internally generated goodwill. Can you recognize as a intangible asset? Answer is no. Why? Internally generated goodwill, what's the reason? Cannot be measured reliably. It's internally generated, you cannot measure. Purchased goodwill, can you recognize? Yes. Compact disk in case of computer software. Disk in computer software. Niranjana, computer software disk it is separable. You can recognize. This you can. Copyright. Copyrighted, trademark. All these are separable and there will be an agreement also. This also you can. Last one, very good. Computer software, machine controlled, that cannot operate without, which is an integral part. Can you separate this? No. See, to recognize it should be separable, identifiable, measurable, future benefit. Here it cannot operate without. So you cannot recognize. Why? It's an integral part. It should be along with the asset value. So which two you should not? So answer is 2 and 3. No, I'm sorry. Which should not be, na? So answer is D, 1 and 4. I'm sorry. 1 and 4 should not be. 2 and 3 can be recognized. They should, which should not be. Okay, now we have next one, which is amortization, depreciation. Now can you read? So that's the last question, I guess. Yeah. Mr. F, an articled assistant, wants to know incorrect while depreciation and amortization. Can you say which is incorrect? Not correct, they wanted. Depreciation and amortization charged as per useful life of PP and intangible assets. See, basically, depreciation is charged based on the residual value useful life. So, the correct or incorrect? True. They wanted incorrect. Depreciation and revalue should be accounted from revaluation reserve. You learn in which AS? At AS 10 also states, right? PPE. So when it is revalued, you take from revaluation reserve. This also seems to be correct. Can you say which is incorrect, C or D? Which is incorrect? Why is this is also correct? Why you said C? Should be charged from the actual usage. No, it should be charged from the correct. Ready to use, na? Very good. It should be from ready to use date. So answer is C. Ready to use for the intended use. That's right. And I think we have covered 4 or 5 items from items in FS. I've tried to touch items. Are you okay with it? Okay, so guys, next question is we discuss case study 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So next I felt question number 5 is very easy. It's again regarding the narrative recorder, flow charter, checklist, which we have already touched upon. So can I jump to question number 6? With that, we'll wind up this. Okay. So question number 6 we'll go. 5 is again same. Okay. Okay. Now you can read question number, 6. Considering the dilemma of J described in case scenario, which of the following is most appropriate? Without even going to the case, you can say, if you want, you can look back the case scenario. Okay. So overall audit strategy need to be documented, plan to be documented, strategy and plan to be documented, strategy, plan and changes to be documented. Which essay came to your mind? Hello. Very good. Essay 300. In essay 300, they say document. What all you have to document? You have to document audit strategy. You have to document audit plan, and also you have to document the significant changes. In changes, you have to say what are the procedures you did, reasons for the changes, etc. So the answer is what? Which all should be documented? All these three should be documented. So answer is D. Clear? Okay. Next. Guide K regarding the most appropriate statement concerning obtaining sufficient and appropriate evidence. Uh, Before you go, how many types of engagements we discuss in chapter 1? At engagement, how many types of engagement we discuss? 4 types of engagement. What are the 4 types of engagement? First, audit. Second, review. Third, assurance. And lastly, you have related services. These are the 4 engagements. Now, they are saying sufficiency and appropriateness of evidence. Let me ask you, in audit, what assurance you give? Reasonable assurance. You have to obtain sufficient and appropriate evidence. In review, what assurance you obtain? Reasonable? No. Only limited assurance. Even though it is limited assurance, your evidence should be sufficient and appropriate. Even though it is limited, evidence should be sufficient and appropriate. Even in assurance and related services, evidence should be always sufficient and appropriate. See, engagements will differ, but evidence should be always sufficient and appropriate. Do you understand? Engagement will be different, assurance will be different, but when you put your sign or when you do an engagement, your evidence should be sufficient and appropriate evidence, be it audit, review, etc. Now, can you read and say which is the correct answer? Sufficient and appropriate evidence is obtained only in case of audits. In the given case, there is no requirement to get audited. Hence, no need. See, in the case, it's a proprietary concern, firm, etc. So, no need. See, whether it is statutory audit or non-statutory audit, evidence should be always sufficient and appropriate. So, the correct or incorrect? Not correct. Next. Sufficient and appropriate is to be obtained in audit engagement, review engagement, engagement involving prospective financial info. So they said auditor, review, prospective. Prospective is an example of assurance. So is it correct or incorrect? I'm asking you the B option. B seems to be correct. Correct, but still let's read. Sufficient and appropriate evidence is obtained only for audit and review. And not only audit and review, even for assurance, like prospective evidence should be there. Lastly, they said only for all audit engagement. No. Even for Review assurance you need. So wrong. So answer is B. You learn something. Uh, Engagement differ, assurance differ, but evidence should be always sufficient and appropriate, be it audit, review, or assurance. Clear? Okay. Can you say third? Advise K regarding the most appropriate statement regarding documenting materiality. Now, I think we'll just see the case study. Where is 75,000 in the case study? Here. At the initial stages, audit team determined materiality of FS 5% of profit. 15 lakhs 5%, he determined at 75,000. He is concerned about documenting materiality. Can you say what is 75,000? Materiality of FS, right? Did you understand? 15 lakh, 5%, they fix 75,000 as materiality. And which essay came to your mind? Materiality. Essay. 320. 320 says you have to document. Can you say what all you have to document? Eda, you should document three things. What are the three things that should be documented? You have to document materiality of FS. Not three things, actually four things. Then materiality with respect to account balance, class of transaction disclosure. Then you have to document performance materiality and any revision. Hello, you know this, right? All these four should be documented. Here what they said, 75,000 is materiality of FS, need to be documented. Performance materiality, which is set more than materiality, requires to be documented along with materiality. Performance materiality, which is less than materiality of FS, should be documented. Performance materiality, which is set at par. Can I ask you, what is performance materiality? Is it above 75 or below 75 or? And we fixed 75,000, which is materiality. Performance materiality means above or below or. And always performance materiality is lower, below. Say for example, 50,000. In aggregate, it is material. So it's not more, not par. So answer is, which is the option, guys? C. So you learn one thing, performance materiality is always less than the materiality of FS. Why? In aggregate, it exceeds materiality. Okay. Can I proceed? Only two more questions, guys. Can I proceed to 4? Which of the following describes three-party relationship? Here they are doing the audit of a firm, guys. If you see, they are doing the audit of a firm, Buddy Enterprises, the partnership firm. Okay. So we hear about three-party relationship. Can you revise chapter 1? We hear three-party relationship. What are the three-party? Responsible party, practitioner. One thing I left off. Intended user. Who is the practitioner here? Just see. CA Anuj. Anuj. CA is the practitioner. Where is my question? Practitioner is CA Anuj. Who is the user? The people, the partnership firm, the bank, anyone. Who is the responsible party here? The management. Who is the responsible party? The Buddy Enterprises, the partners of Buddy, na? Are you getting the point? Can you say which is the correct answer? All the answer, first one is this. This you can rule out. Why? Practitioner means it's not team, the CA. Second, uh, second, all the answers see management. That's also correct. Income tax authority is not the intended users alone. Income tax rule out. So answer is D. Why? Bankers alla, the intended users. Buddy enterprises is the responsible party. Anuj is the practitioner, users. Are you clear? So to wind up, there is something from bank audit, very simple. Okay. Which of the following is true regarding drawing power? Actually, in this question, drawing power is very simple. But can I revise the drawing power and wind up this? Hello? We are here to revise, not just discuss. So drawing power, how will you calculate that? Very important in bank audit. Problem they can ask you. You take stock at realizable value, say XXX. From that you reduce letter of credit, creditors, damaged goods you reduce. Then you'll get after reducing you'll get a value. From that you reduce what, guys? Margin you reduce. Margin they'll give you in the question. That will be the stock. Similarly, debtors you take. Question they will give you. Ineligible debtors. That also they will give you in the question. The old debtors you reduce. You'll get a value. From that again you reduce the margin on debtors. That will be given. XXX. These two you add. Which two? This plus this. This you will get a drawing power. This or sanction limit, whichever is lower, will be the drawing power. Did you understand? For this question, nothing is needed. I was just revising. Now, can you see the question? Where is the question? So here, during the quarter, value of stock is 10 lakh. Margin is 20%. This is very easy question. 10 lakh is the stock, margin 20%. So 10 lakh minus 20%. How much da? Hello? 10 lakh minus 20%, which comes to 10 lakh minus 2, which is 8 lakhs. So drawing power is how much? Even though the limit is 10 lakh, okay, you can draw only up to 8. Whichever is lower you can take. So it's not 10, 10. So answer is 8. You can only withdraw up to 8, whichever is lower. Are you clear? So that's it, guys. 5 questions we have discussed. I don't know how far it is useful for you, that you have to reply from the case scenario booklet. So I've tried to cover, try to revise all the topics which was there in the question rather than simply saying the answers, which I felt it's there in the booklet. Why we and you here for that. Okay. Yeah, that's it.